Okay. Um, Hello guys. I realize I haven't done this yet, so I probably should do this. This is a guide on Phigros, Rrhar'il AT16. It's the hardest chart in the game right now, and it probably will be for a while. I'm not sure about that, but it will probably be the hardest chart for a while. So I do a guide on it after seeing people talk about it in the Reddit Phigros game Discord server. So let's start. I guess I'll keep the buttons at the top for now. So let me turn the volume up and let's get started. So this will be mainly a guide for how to get AP, or I'll explain AP. Obviously, if that's not what your goal is right now, this should still be helpful. I'll explain how everything works, and if you understand that, it should be easier to play this chart. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that I don't have to explain like everything, but if there's anything out of the ordinary, I'll let you know. So let's start. So these three come in, and then the swipe there. So the first part's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I would recommend you use 2 fingers for the blue notes and 1 finger for the swipes, but it's not necessary. It should be pretty easy to figure out that part. You swipe here, no, down. Okay, so here it's but so let me just set the bar here real quick. Okay, so hit and then done. So what you want to do here is, because the left hand has to tap these, you want to just use your right middle finger here, and then just either like swipe over. Usually just swipe with your index finger. Remember, you can swipe any direction, so just that is fine. And you have the 80 millisecond timing window, so you really don't have to be too perfect here. Here the same thing, just swipe and then come back, or it doesn't really matter if you're left-handed, then probably that's better. But again, it's just whatever you're more comfortable with. Just the tip I can give you is that do the same thing every time, so you don't get mad at yourself when you miss, and then do whatever's more consistent. Same thing here, it's just left hand, so tap, swipe, tap. Okay, so here, if you're right-handed, I really suggest you go swipe double the tap, because it's right, left, right, left, right. Da, 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 da. And so this just seems the most natural thing. I'll slow it down to this, and then this is butt up, boom. So you just swipe up with the middle finger and then double, and then as you slide it over with your left middle finger hits here. This just triples, so whatever finger goes first you choose. Hit here with the right middle finger, because you're not going to want to do that. And then come back here. Okay, so the goal here is to just get to this note. Okay, so don't even think about the red notes coming up, because all you're doing is going to slide your hand like this. So you just need to get to this note. That's the only thing you need to be thinking about. So what you want to, I mean, there's different ways to do this. You can just 4K like this, and then come here and then swipe like this. I mean, you can really do anything you want here, and honestly, you're kind of just going to be spamming and hoping most of the time. But if you want to get consistent at this, what I would recommend is do something deterministic. And when I say deterministic, I mean something that doesn't involve any uncertainty. So something that would have a lot of uncertainty is holding this, jacking this, and then going like this, because you really don't know where you are in this. Just trust me when I say, like, it's very hard to coordinate your hands when you jack, and then you're trying to misalign your hands. When misalign your hands, meaning that you're going like this, and then you need a note in the middle, and then you need to swipe. It gets very complicated, and so you want to just keep things as simple as fucking possible. So what that means is, when you take here, if you do take here, or if you take here, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is you need to get your index finger on these other notes. So whether that's sliding over or just doing like this. And then here, I would recommend either going like 2, 3, 4, or like 1, 2, 3. And the reason I say that is because it's just easier to control that. So for 1, 2, 3, it's like that, and then 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. The only problem with 2, 3, 4 is that you're gonna want to put your middle finger on that note, like that, which is not preferable. And at high speeds, again, like you really want to avoid that as much as possible. So it still works, but you know, you want to keep it to something much more normal. So I recommend 1, 2, 3 here, and you kind of just slide your hands. And just kind of keep it in rhythm. Just make sure you remember the hold and the left middle finger are aligned. Like I was probably off there, but it doesn't matter because the time window is so big here. So anything works there. Actually, I think 2, 3, 4 might be more natural for me. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I think both work. Yeah, both work. So it's just whatever you feel is better. Again, like always, especially when you're playing a chart a lot, you should always go for deterministic strategies that don't involve you jacking stuff and hoping you're on time, even in 80 milliseconds. Because 99.99% of the people in the world, or even of top rhythm gamers, just aren't good enough to consistently do that. And when you're wanting to go for AP, you need to be consistent at the easy parts to reduce your chances of missing and getting farther in the level. So just for consistency's sake, I'd recommend doing something like that. Here is just a memory part. So the way this works is you kind of just have to memorize it, but this is what it is. And if you tap in extra time, you're going to trigger a note, so you shouldn't do that because missing is bad. Congratulations, you learned something. So it's quarter note, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's on here. I'm stupid. It's here. This is usually where people find the hardest, because like, what are you supposed to do here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you don't really want to go over here because the next note's here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swipe like that is natural, but it's not as natural as you might think, and it's actually quite easy to fuck that up. As you can see, my fingers aren't really like it's kind of hard to commit your mind to that, you know. So you either have to like, it has to be like a closed eyes memory thing, like you can do with your eyes, not literally, but you don't think about it, or you can figure out something else. So I mean, you know, you can do all sorts of shit here. You can even do something like this if you wanted, like where you go like this and move your ring finger over at full speed. It would look something like this. But I mean, you don't just again, like you have to memorize the pattern, and then whatever you do, just commit to it. So if the basic pattern is this, that's what most people do. And there's 4K, swipe, 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 swipe. Jacks. When you're jacking this, it shouldn't be that hard, but if, just make sure you compact fingers. Don't be like, maybe you should make your fingers compact. This is just a 4K part. If you can't do this part, I mean, if you can't read it, then your best bet is memorizing. But I'm not really gonna go over this too much, just because it's all about figuring out a finger that works for you. Alright, so, I mean, look. So, like, for me, I can just read this. I don't have to think. But if you can't read it, definitely just go for memory. Like, just remember what's coming next. And then, figure out a fingering, and don't change it. Alright, this part. So, this is also memory, but not really, because it also tests your jacking ability. So I use thumb and index on the side. You don't have to. I'm just more comfortable with that, but also this on the side is fine too. So jacks, 2 on the left hand, 2, 2, 2, 2, double, and then left hand over, and then right hand side, double. triple on the right hand. That I would use thumb and index for. It's easier to jack thumb and index than it is index and middle. It's very easy to just miss. Doubles, double left hand. Okay, so now here you have the right side. By the way, I would use index finger only for the right side holds, and don't do like this because you can easily get caught up, and allows you more. This is less visibility on the screen. Even if you go down here, it's less natural. Even Phigros, you want to have visibility when you're on the upside down sections. So the rhythm is different on the left side. Ba 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 da ba ba. Ba ba da ba bum 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 ba da bum ba da bum. So this goes 2 3 into the right hand, and then da 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 da, and then those two align. Sorry, I lost. Align. So da 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 da. 3 2 3 da. Double into that one. You just have to power through it on your right hands. 2 3 2 3. Align. Tap. And then move these down. Just put 2 fingers on them to not drop them. And then once they tap the right notes, you should know this. Good. Here, obviously, like, you can do anything you want here. This, 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 this. You know, just whatever feels comfortable. Just 3 2 2 7. 2 2 7. Or you can swipe up, I guess. Anyway, so that entire part from, not from there, from here looks like it's full speed. You should be able to follow what I'm doing now. I should note one more thing. If you can't do these triple jacks, you can just do this. Just make sure you don't accidentally input these notes. Or like, you know. So, I guess at full speed, if you just have to remember like that. Notice I'm using index fingers on the right side. Just keep it aligned. Another thing I should note is if you can't do this thing on the right hand, then you can just do like this, 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 just any finger combination that works for you. Just make sure you keep track of what aligns with what. And move down here. I'm just gonna do thumbs like this. Start on right hand. And then you have a little bit of a break before we're back to this. All right. I think I have this somewhere. Yeah, I do. All right. So, again, another memory part. Make sure you put a left index finger on this, or sorry, left middle finger. On these two, you can just swipe up with 2 fingers, and it will prepare you up. These 2 fingers will trigger these notes individually. When you have a note and a slide, like this, just go diagonally. You don't have to this or like this. Just it's fine. Oops, I mirrored it. 24ths there. Same thing. Same thing here. So just swipe up. Oops. So swipe up. Now off after the 4th one, it's not on the same time as this. It's da da da. And you just keep showing 16ths, 30 seconds. Swipe. 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 2 3 2. These are 24ths into 16ths. Swipe. Double. Swipe. Okay. So if you're right-handed, again, just 4 3 2 4 3 2 4 3 2 4 3 and keep track of the. Make sure you're thinking. If you really can't do this, make sure you're thinking about the alignment with the swipe. If you can't do 4 3 2, or your 4 3 2 is weak, you can consider 3 2 1. And if you really can't do that, then something like this, where you're just moving your middle finger on the left hand back and forth and going like that. Again, just not recommended, but if you only as a last resort. So each at full speed looks like this. I'll do 4 3 2, 4 3 2. I'll go a little closer. 144. 3 2 1. left-hand one. So again, it's just up to you. I think 4-3-2 is the most natural, but if you can't do that, 3-2-1 is probably the best option, and then only as a last resort do you want to be doing something like this, because you have to move all the way back over for the doubles on the left side. Doubles. On this last double, just put as many fingers on the screen. Don't really do that circle thing I was doing, just go back and forth. Okay, so here, actually, before we go to 150, this is what this part looks at full speed. Doubles, swipe, don't double tap that, swipe, do misalign 16s, 30 seconds, trail 24 to the 16s, 3-2, doubles, swipe back and forth. I did 3-2-1 there. That's because that was just how I was doing before, but anyways. Alright. 150. So now you have the last stretch. And again, it's just a memory game. Make sure you go in 3-2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break. And then swipe. Now, when you come back here, just come back and jack that. Or you can go like that. But I would just swipe, jack, 2, 3, 2. And then make sure you come over here and go like 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. So 2, 3, 2, 3. I know you can, and if you want to, you can go like this. If you really can't show that with your left hand. I would recommend you can either do left hand 2, 3, 2, or you can swipe the left hand down or the right hand down and go like that. Left hand 3, 2, right hand 3, 2, swipe up. Left, right, both together. Right, left. So here you really want to be thinking about pressing and going to there on the left middle finger, and then release the left hand. And then, so here, this, and the same thing, swipe this, and swipe a lot. So you want to go up, down, tap, until left, right middle finger on the right side. So that part looks like, the entire part looks like this. So, next part, I don't think I have it, do I? Yeah, I don't. Okay. So, into right middle finger. So, tap, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alignments. Tap, off, alignments. Just be careful here. 1, 2, 3. Double. Make sure you use left middle finger to start. Hold. So when you have yellow notes like this, you don't act. I mean, like obviously this is fine, but if you're worried about releasing too early, don't. Because yeah, you shouldn't do this, but just this. But Phigros is pretty lenient when it counts the yellow note, so you can kind of just make sure you remember this on the left end, and then swipe with the this, and then this goes into the 6 compact, apes, and then here, ba. Now your middle finger is already here, so just release and go into 6K. Kind of like release your entire hand and go into 6K. These are 24th, so don't rush them. They're not like this, but make sure you like, make sure you really like go from left to right at the same speed you were going earlier, but with 3 fingers. And then you have this part. I'll go here. Let me just show you up to this part what this looks like. Okay. So yeah, I should tap this with left middle finger. So this is obviously the hardest part of the level. So let me go over what this is first. 2/16, 6/24, 8/32, 6/24, tap. Okay. So after these 6/24, you go into this. Now I'll show you my strategy, and then I'll tell you about everyone else's strategies. But my strategy is the following: I tap these as 16s, and then I move my left hand over and tap these two notes together like this at the same time, because it's timing wins is big. And I move, so I go like this, and then I tap the right side, and then the next two notes are left, this note's right, then these two are left, that one's right, these two are left, this one's right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So it ends with the right hand hitting this note, and it just perfectly works out like this. See? It just works. Don't ask me how. It just lines up perfectly. You kind of speed up as it's going on, and you kind of get a feel for how fast you need to go, and you really just go to the last note. As long as the last note, as long as you go like 2/16 and then 3/24, 2/16 and 3/24, it should work pretty well. 16s, 24s, it should work pretty well. Okay, so the other thing people do are this, just straight doubles. So, and then left hand finish on the middle finger or index finger if you so wish. Like this. Okay, the other things people do are like, someone can, there's people that just tap like this. So like, you can just do that. What else do people do? I can't think of anything else people do, honestly. I mean, that's really all you can do. I mean, you can also do this. You can tap these and then after 30 seconds do 1, 2, 3, 4 and then go back to 24s. That requires a lot of precision. Not precision, because the time window's big, but it requires a lot of luck. I'm going to be honest with you. Because it's really hard to... Like, you can know what you're doing, but because of the way the notes look, it can be very misleading and hard to actually execute when you're seeing it, because your eyes don't see what your brain is telling your hands to do. And that's something you really have to get over in rhythm games. Like, it's almost like you close your eyes and do it, because it's just going to throw you off if you're looking at it. So I would highly recommend against strats like that, because you really don't know what you're doing. Whereas with my strat, you can't even see the notes to begin with, you just have to go with it. So you're not really thinking about what the notes say, because you already know what your strategy is. It's kind of a psychological thing, really, but something to think about for sure. Anyways, whatever you decide to do here. So it's 5K and then 4K, but so you can 5K this, or you can do what I do is like this, and then I move my right hand over and I do this, because I know that even if I end up doing something like this, it will still catch this. And the reason why I do this is because I want to go right left here, so I can double these, because these 30-second span don't have to be like, you can do this, but you can just double it as long as you're not early. It's very easy to be early here, but as long as you like keep after you finish this, and as long as you're doubling properly here, you should be fine. And then I would just use one finger for the swipes, and the reason why is because if you use more, you might accidentally tap and miss one of the holds at the end. So I would not recommend missing at the end, because that's pretty frustrating. So something like that, and then obviously don't miss the final swipe at the end. You can also just 5K from the beginning like that. Or you can right hand 5K and go like this, but I don't really recommend doing this into doubles, so like that. I mean, you can invent your own way to doing it, but the one thing I would definitely recommend is get your left index finger on this note, because you don't want to be doing this. I know it looks easy, but at this speed, it's not. So from 206. Like that. At full speed again. Like that. So, yeah, so that's how it's gonna work. Now, if you watch a replay of me playing this level, you will understand what's going on, but just for your viewing pleasure and just for example's sake, I will do it myself. And this time, watch, see what you remember, see what you don't remember, go through and try to figure out your own strategies to this or copy mine. But again, practice makes perfect, and see if you recognize what's going on this time when I play through this. I'll try to talk about it, but obviously it's kind of hard to do that. Not much to say here. Swipe, come down, swipe, tap swipes, come out through, triples. I'm going to use 2-4 here. Natural movement. Memory reading, swipe, left, right, jacks. Middle finger, just reading for me. Again, memory, if you can't do this by yourself. You just gotta memorize it. It's not something that you can't do. I believe that, like, if you've played rhythm games for more than, like, I don't know, long enough, you can do this with enough practice. Like, anyone can with enough. I'm pretty sure, at least. Some longer than others, but obviously, I think people who are attempting to, like, get, you know, FC or even like S on this stuff or whatever the length is, I forgot. But you should be able to do it. Not saying it's going to be easy, but you should be able to do this with enough practice. It's just you might have to memorize it compared to other people, you know, not memorizing it, just reading it. Offset, 30 seconds. Swiping, 24 to 30 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Doubles. Compact jacking. Swipe back and forth. Memory. Jack. Come down. Memorizing rhythm. Holding down, jacks. Left, right, middle finger. 6K. Go to it, right, left into the 30 seconds, hold, and finish. There you go. So I hope that helps. I don't know if it helps. I really don't know. I don't watch my own videos, so I have no idea, but yeah, if it helps, good luck, and yeah, hopefully you can also get 1 million points on this. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.